Hi, my name's Alex Daly, and today I'm going to show you how to change a clutch master cylinder. Once you got your trunk popped, the first thing you want to do is try to loosen up that slave cylinder bleeder valve. You spray with some PB Blaster while you're taking apart the rest of the system. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is take a 10mm wrench. It's preferable if you have a flare wrench, but this should do, as long as it's not too corroded. Take your drain hose, put it over the bleeder screw. Get a nice draining reservoir. Some would say what came in this is just as poisonous as what we're going to put into it, but tube in there. Get the tube in there. Let's see how much trouble this is going to give us. Alright, and it cracks. Thank God. Alright, we'll let this all drain out. So to do that, you want to open it up and get in the car and pump the pedal a couple times. Nothing in here. Cup full of fluid and a tube full of fluid and air bubbles. As you can see, clutches take brake fluid. So, let's look at the new part to figure out how this works. You can see the firewall is right here. This attaches to the pedal linkage. And we need to take the extra reservoir off the old part so we can put it back on when we get this installed. Okay, now what we're going to do is take those two bolts attached to the firewall right up top on the auxiliary reservoir off. It looks like a 12mm deep well is going to get this done. Here in the Northeast, you never quite know what you're going to find. This this one's coming apart pretty easily, but I've seen some less monsters. A good way to not lose bolts is to just put them temporarily right back in the holes that they came from. Okay, next thing we want to do is take these little hose clamps off. This should get the job done. And just compress the tabs. And just compress the tabs and back it off the connection there. Giving us a little extra trouble, so we're going to try to pry it off with a screwdriver. You want to be careful not to break the plastic nipple on the bottom of this auxiliary reservoir. Yeah, there we go, came right off. Okay, looks like the tube is in our way. It'll be easier to take it completely off. So we'll get this other connector off of the other end. Back it off the nipple. Pry it off. There we go. Easier access to the bolt. All right. The bolt holding the master cylinder to the firewall is 12 millimeter as well. So we'll use that deep socket again, and maybe an extension or two. broke free perfectly easy. That's why a basic tool set is nice. With the more extensions, ratcheting wrenches, different kinds of adapters like this can really give you some flexibility to make a job easier. Last thing we got to disconnect on this side is the hard line going into the master cylinder. Hi. The next step is to get into a pose worthy of a Cirque du Soleil performance and get the specialty cotter pin and corresponding part it goes with out of the linkage to free the clutch pedal from the master cylinder. After that, there's just one more bolt in here to go. It's 12 millimeter. We'll use a gigantic Franken wrench. Probably gonna need a little bit of light under here too. Looks like there's an electrical plug in the way, so we're going to do away with the deep well and see if that works. Alright, we got it seated. And looks like it's going to come out pretty easily. This is another 10 millimeter nut that I should have the right flare wrench for, but we're just going to be extra careful with the Moen box wrench. And it came loose nice and easy. So we'll take that all the way out. Trying to see if we can finish it by hand, but it's pretty close quarters here. reset shock tower rest time. And she's free. So I'm going to go back under, make sure everything's free and clear under there, and then we're going to extract it out this way. So now we'll get this clutch hard line tightened. After we get it installed, we just gotta bleed it, and then we'll be back on the road. This hard line was a little difficult to seat because the new part has a 90-degree bend, while the old part came out a little bit towards the front of the car. So once I figured that out, and bent the line a little bit towards the back, it started just fine. But there can sometimes be a slight difference between aftermarket and OE parts. In there nice and tight. Reattach the hoses, put back the auxiliary reservoir, and we're done. Now I'm just going to slide this hose over the new master cylinder primary reservoir. Get that crimp clip back over the barb on the nipple. You might want to put it towards the end of the hose first and then put it on like this, so it gets done all at once. Yeah, there we go. Alright, good. Now, we'll get this back with our unlost bolts. Little aux reservoir back on the firewall. Probably want to put the hose connection on first before we bolt it down. It's a learning process, you know. Okay, so hose first, then clamp over the barb, and then we're good. Back to bolting it onto the firewall. Nice and tight. And that's that for that. Alright, all that's left is the bleeding, and I'm going to save that video for another beautiful Saturday. Thanks for watching. This is Alex Daly.